Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing this fine morning? I am hoping everybody is doing better than me. I have been sick now for a solid week. I have been tested for COVID twice. It has come up negative. I have even done an at-home one, and it has come up absolutely negative. I have now been sent home to work from home from work, which is unusual because usually you can't work from home unless you have a COVID diagnosis. But when I tell you, I will get into a coughing fit. Like once a cough starts, like I'm going for hours and I'm like coughing so hard. I'm pretty sure I'm going to bust a blood vessel in my brain. Like not even joking. Like as soon as I get going, like it just keeps going. And so my work was like, we're going to make an exception. You can go ahead and work from home. You sound awful. You sound like you need to be at home in bed, but you insist on hitting a certain goal for yourself. And so you won't go home. So we're going to force you to go home as long as you work your 40 hours, in the week. You can work at 7 o'clock in the morning. You can work till 10 o'clock at night. We don't care, just as long as you have your 40 hours and you take care of yourself. So that's what I'm doing. I'm now working from home. It's definitely an experience. I've never ever worked in a job where I've been able to work from home. All of my jobs have been, for the most part, in healthcare. And you can't really have your patients come to your house where you have no medical equipment. So I get to work from home. It's different. It's not bad. It's just probably not my favorite. I feel less motivated than I do at work because I have a lot of things I can do here, like play and makeup and film videos, and I have the dogs, and then my kids and my husband come home and all that other good stuff. But yeah, that's how things are going for me right now. Let me know how things are going for you down below in the comments. If this is your first time here, then hi. My name is Carrington. If this is not your first time here, then hi. Welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be trying out the Pat McGrath Bridgerton collection. I bought everything in the collection. I bought both highlighters. I bought the blush and highlight palette, and I bought the eyeshadow palette. We're going to dive into this whole entire collection, see what my thoughts are, if I think this is worth the money. If I don't, I will let you guys know all of my final thoughts. So let's go ahead and let's get started. First things first, I just want to say, if you have not yet hit that subscribe button, I absolutely invite you to do so. If you enjoy videos such as these, testing out new makeup, where we really like dive in, go in depth, first impressions, then definitely make sure you guys do give this video a thumbs up. This lets me know that you enjoy this content and to keep doing it, and this lets YouTube know that you also enjoy this type of content, so that way they can keep recommending similar type of videos. So in this collection, I've already said there were the two highlighters, and so wait a minute. Okay, I thought they sent me the same ones, but they did not. No, did they? They did not. Okay. I thought that they had sent me the exact same highlighter twice, and I was like, oh. So I bought the whole thing. So there was a couple of bundles, some bundle deals. You could buy everything separate. I just decided to do the whole entire collection bundle deal. That was $214. I will leave the price of everything individually up here on the screen somewhere, just because I'm not 100% for sure what everything was individually. I just know that I purchased the whole collection for $214. So first of all, let's just talk about the packaging. I think this is really, again, Pat McGrath is one of those luxurious brands, and I feel like part of being luxurious is having the experience of the packaging. Now, I'm here to say this. I have not seen or read any of the books about Bridgerton. So I can't comment on whether or not it's a good show. I hear that it is indeed a good show, but I can't comment as to my thoughts on it. Should I watch it? Maybe. Now that I'm homesick, like, sure, why not? Okay, so the highlighters are the first two things we're going to talk about. So I have these two. These are the two right here. The packaging, again, really, really beautiful. You've got I'm sure this is probably like in reminiscence of like the main character in here. It's very beautiful, and it's got like a plastic covering, kind of like what they would cover the mirror with. So let's see. There we go. Okay, so I took that off. It's very nice, very smooth. So this is the first shade right here. This is Incandescent Gold 002. And the pan, it's got a really nice size mirror. First and foremost, here's the nice size mirror. And the pan embossing is just, it's super, super cute. Now, I will say this does have a gold aspect to it. It's almost like a grayish type of gold. So here it is on my finger. I think that might work for me. I was really, when I saw the pictures of them online, I thought this one would definitely work. But now that I mean, like even on camera, it just looks so white. But in person, I mean, it's got some gold. So I'm a little bit nervous that might not work. But then we have the other one. Let's take off the little okay, we're gonna take that. Now it's stuck to me. Take that off. And this is the Extreme Gold, right? Let me think. Let me see. Extreme Gold 002. There is no way that is going to work on my skin tone. Next up in the collection is, again, the beautiful, this is the blush and highlighter palette. Here are the packaging, again, stunning. You open it up. Here's what it looks like. Here it's got a little mirror right here as well. Take that off. Cha-ching! Okay, so inside we have the shade Cherish, Nymphite, and Venus Nectar. I know Venus Nectar was in her holiday collection ones. I think maybe Nymphite, I don't think Cherish was. So, this, I mean, the Venus Nectar shade, I think, is even a little bit too dark for me, truthfully. Yep. What do you know? They're all too dark for me. So yeah, we have this. I think it's really, really beautiful. I'm pretty sure these are already existing shades in her collection. So I don't necessarily know if you're going to need this, if you already own all of her blushes, or if you have, you know, the Venus Gold Nectar highlighter. I don't really know if you need that. I don't really think you need that since you already have 2 highlighters come with the collection. But okay, that's just me, neither here nor there. And then we have the eyeshadow palette, and again, comes in this really cute, beautiful packaging. Open it up. Here's the inside. Okay, so this comes with 6 shades. These are kind of tiny shades. I'm not gonna lie, they're a little bit tiny. But there are 6 shades. It looks like 1 matte, 2 satins, and 3 shimmers. Does it have shade names on here? It does. So, okay, here are the swatches. I don't think that they've necessarily swatched the best, but we've got right here Iconic Ingenuine, We've got Art of the Swoon. We have Regency Blue. We have Plum Regalia. This is the only matte. We have Duchess Divinity. And then last is we have Love Match. Okay. Just based on the swatches, I'm a little bit nervous. Let's go ahead. Let's kick it off with this little B shade right here. That was the Art of the Swoon. And we're just going to try to coat this on my brush. There is no fallout, so this is packed in there fairly nicely, but there is there was some sparkle within the pan, and it's the sparkle is what's getting all over, not so much the shadow. So I've got a little bit packed onto my brush. Let's just well, now that I got some on my brush, it's going pretty good. I think this looks pretty good. I was a little bit nervous based on the swatch because, oh, my sleeve's covering this up, because this was the swatch. Clearly it's definitely getting onto the lid a lot better, but I was nervous. Again, I know swatches don't always tell the whole story, but sometimes I can tell a lot from a palette with just swatches, but this one surprised me. So then we're going to go into this B right here called Love Match, and we will work that a little bit lower down into the crease area, just right here. For the outer corner, we're going to go into the only matte shade that is in this palette. This is Plum Regalia, and I am going to put that. This definitely has some kick up if you don't like that in your palettes, but this is one of the only ones that really has that substantial kick up. Alright, so then I have already glitter primed my eyelids. I'm going to go start off first with this shade right here. This is Duchess Divinity. And I'm going to take that on a finger. I like my shimmers the best with the finger. And start placing that in the center to outer portion of my eyelid. I'm going to attempt to use all of these shades. Then I'm going to take the very first shade, which is Iconic Ingenue. Put that in the center to inner portion of my eye. This doesn't have near as much vibrancy or metallicness as the other shimmer shade, but that's okay, because after I work those two together, I'm going to take the last shade, which is Regency Blue. Take that on my finger and top that. I'm at, because this is, yeah, it's really is a topperish shade. So I'm just kind of top the eye. That blue shade got sparkle everywhere. It is all over the face. Alright, so here we have the eye look for now. I'm going to go ahead, do some foundation, powders, stuff like that, so we can come back, try the cheek product. Let's go ahead, let's move on into the lower lash line. We're going to start off with that shade again right here. So we can put that, smoke that out underneath our lash line. Or at least like attempt to. I feel like it worked really good on the upper. I feel like we're a little bit struggling on the lower for that pigmentation. Next up, this shade right here to go a little closer to the lash line. Maybe, if I can coat my brush. And also smoke it out slightly. And for the very outer third of my eye, we're going to go into that only matte shade that was in the palette and just focus that on the third of my eye, of my lash line. So for inner corner, we are going to do something for the inner corner. For the inner corner, I'm going to go into the shade, the Extreme Gold here. Take that on my little brush, and we're just going to focus that right in the inner corner. Okay, hold on. Looks like it's taking some building. Not really what I would normally pick to go with this, truthfully. But I'm trying to use every product. That's what I'm trying to do here. Trying to use it all. So, no, not terrible. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so now we're moving on into the blush palette as I'm like getting ready to drop everything. So here we are. We've got this really like punchy up in your face blush. Definitely like a very baby doll. And then we have more of like a very muted. Again, as I said, I wanted to try to use a little bit of everything. So I'm first going to take a brush and I'm going to dive into the shade Cherish. Just more of that baby doll shade. And just start this towards like the very back of my cheeks. Like, okay, hold on. There we go. I just needed to coat it a little bit more. Then I'm going to take the next shade, which is called Nymphet. And I'm going to focus that at the very front of my cheeks. Kind of gives it like a little bit of a ombre. Nice. We're a little bit blushy. We're glowy. We're blushy. I think she has a really good like blush formula. It's definitely one where you can go in lightly and not have a lot of pigment, or you could definitely build it up. So then for the highlight, I really feel like this is probably going to be like the closest we can get to working for me. So let's go ahead, get started. It's very pretty. It's definitely really glittery though. I think it does. It's almost slightly too dark, truthfully, for me. But this is an exceptionally glittery highlight. I have her other one that I really do enjoy, which came in her holiday collection. I don't think it's near as glittery as these. Let me swatch, but I don't remember this one being near as glittery. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so I don't know. Can you see all the glitter and the sparkles that are within these? And then you've got this over here, which just really, right, you've got this part right here that just really isn't super glittery. So this highlighter is really glittery. The glitter has kind of fallen onto my face. So I'm going to go ahead, go do the rest of my makeup off of camera, come back so I can give you guys more of my final thoughts. All right, so I am back with my makeup completed. We just did something really soft, simple today. Let's go ahead and let's dive on into my final thoughts on all of the products that we tried in the Bridgerton collection. Okay, first and foremost, let's start off with the highlighters. Normally, Pat McGrath's highlighters are my favorite. If you saw my Best of Beauty for 2021, I raved about this highlighter right here, which is the Skin Fetish Sublime Skin Highlighter in Lunar Nude. It is this one that is right here. I will say these are they're very beautiful. I will give them that. They're beautiful. But they are so glittery, especially in comparison to this one. This one just doesn't have the amount of glitter as this. So if you don't like a glitter highlighter, you won't like these. I know that like a lot of the money, these are like $60 highlighters. I know a lot of the money is in like the very luxe packaging. They each come with a mirror and the embossing on the pans. I don't think you need to get both. I think depending on your skin type, you should just get the one. I don't think you need both just for collector's purposes. Truthfully, I'm like kicking myself for buying both, but I think like the overall collection was pretty cheap when you think about like how much everything would have cost individually. So I did just go ahead and buy it. However, these are too dark for me. Maybe you can't really, like, I think you can still see kind of the cast that it gives on my face. And that was the lightest one. That was the incandescent gold. And on camera, it looks like that's going to be a great fit for me. But then when you swatch it and those gold sparkles come through, that's when it kind of like, maybe not for me who is like computer paper white. Do I think these are worth $60? I personally don't. I think the packaging's cute. I think it ended up, looking cute, but I can definitely see the glitter. It's like, it's falling all over my face. The glitter is, and I hate that. I don't mind. There's some highlighters that are glittery, but then it's like, it just kind of like, I don't know. It's like the glitter just like doesn't go anywhere, and it's like it just sinks into the skin. That's not the case for these. So I don't particularly like these, especially for $60. Moving on to the blush palette. I think the blush palette is really cute. I think it really kind of goes, I think she picked the colors really good for like the eyeshadow palette. But again, I just don't think this is necessarily one that you need if you already own all of her other blushes when she released them individually. If you own all of those, you don't need to pick these up. It just has cute packaging. Like, I don't feel like that's worth picking something up again just because of the cute packaging, truthfully, or because you like the show. So if you already have all of the blushes, then you probably already have these. If you picked up the blush palettes from the holiday time, then you will have probably the Nymphette and the Venus Nectar. So again, if you only have those, you're only getting one new shade. That's it. That's all that you're getting. Last up is going to be the eyeshadow palette. This was an inexpensive eyeshadow palette, and I feel like you don't really even get, like, usually her other shades, in her bigger palettes are pretty large size. This is pretty tiny. Like, my finger covers half of it. Like, it's very, very tiny. Next of all, these are kind of shimmery. Like, I don't know, like, if you can tell, like, it's got these two right here have some glitter in it. This right here is a very nice shimmer. I will give it that. This is very nice. This one right here, it just doesn't wow me. It's just kind of powder. Like, in comparison, like, you can see the light reflecting off the metallicness. That one's just a little bit powdery. And then for the three colors that you have that you could potentially use as mattes are these that have shimmer, and then you have this matte. And then this topper shade, which is supposed to be one of her special shades. It's okay. I wouldn't say this was like mind-blowing. Like, here it is right there. Again, it's okay. I think she releases, like, let's see if I can get any more blue to like show up on the eye. Like, I think almost every single palette that she comes out with, the mattes are always like those like pinks and purples. That's just what they always are. So overall, no, I just don't think that this collection was worth the amount of money that I spent. I just don't. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click the little bell, give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!